Happy? Good. With Chris Locke.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 4 of Happy Good with Chris Locke. And that is me. I'm Chris Locke. Hey, thanks so much for joining me. Every episode so far has had a great response online. People telling me some really nice things. So I'm glad this is making you relax, laugh, and have a good time. Enjoy yourself. You know, that's what I want. I want you guys to just, feel like we're not in the tense, horror, awful, dark, sad world that we're in right now. And I want to think of the good things. I want to think of the positive. I want you guys to feel good about yourselves because you are great. You're good people. You're a great person. You do a lot. You work hard. You think a lot. You've got a lot of stuff on your mind, taxing stuff. We're in there. A lot of stuff is happening, and it can be crazy, and it could feel like ginormous, dark, thunderous, ominous clouds are pounding down, massive lightning bolts all around, and you're like, am I going to get struck by this stuff? Am I going to get, can I move? Can I live? Can I breathe? And, when you join me on Happy Good, I do want you to live. I want you to breathe and, relax and feel good. So, before we really get going, I want to, I do this for myself too. If it helps you, I'm psyched about that. A deep breath. That's what we start with. Let's do a couple. In through the nose, deep. And then, what I want you to do after is all that stuff we were just talking about, like the horror, the black, gooey molasses of evil with the yellow, piercing eyes and the, that manifestation of evil, that goop that goes like like weird kind of, and you're like, ugh. Is that all of the giant manifestation of evil and darkness and sadness and terror and horror on the whole planet made into some sort of gooey molasses, slow-moving beast creature that slowly... Have you guys seen Moana? This is not in Moana, but there's like a dark black rottingness that starts taking over the islands. It's kind of like that, but it's like gooey, like a creature from Doctor Who or something. So anyways, that is everything. That's the manifestation of And so when we take a deep breath in through the nose, and then when we blow it out, that's what we're blowing out. We're blowing out this like evil poltergeist terror crap that's like, to be honest, get a life, dude. You suck. You know what I mean? Here we go. So let's take a deep breath in through the nose. And then long out. And all that horror is just being spit out. We don't want it. It's awful. It's annoying. It's there. It's real, but we don't want it right now. Let's take one more deep breath to get it out. In through the nose, and then... Man, even just 2 of those feels so good, doesn't it? We forget to do that all the time. We're busy. Our brain, our body naturally breathes, yeah. but not like a good, juicy, deep breath regularly. Unless you're a regular meditator or a person that's got a discipline where you're like, okay, some deep breaths now before I do this task, blah, blah, blah. For most of us, we don't do nice, deep breathing like that regularly, and it really does just clean out all the horror goo from within our pipes, you understand? I think it's really important. I'm going to do one more. I love it. I feel great after. And it was funny how last time I talked during the inhale and I sounded like a guy smoking a J. But we're going to do one more. Check this out. In through the nose. And out. You really feel clear. Blue skies, sunshine, and we're just fuzzing away now. Now we've melted. You know? Nice. Like, I was thinking about this earlier. Like, if you could think of it this way, what I want you to feel like right now is just this, like, infinitesimal molecules of like an orange fuzz, like a citrus. Like, imagine with one of those super high-tech Planet Earth documentary style HD cameras filmed a beautiful, juicy, perfectly ripe orange exploding, like, and then pause, and then you just zoom in super tight, and then you're just seeing like the teeniest microscopic fragments of the juicy citrus orange, like a fuzzy mist everywhere all at once. And then you slowly, you know how they do that ultra super HD slow motion so that you see every single scientific speck of the specimen? That's what we're just this beautiful orange fuzz mist in -100 speed time, just like fuzzing out in the sky. That's what I want you to feel like. Just like the world around us is nonsense. It's crazy. And everything's, we feel like we're about to explode, and then no, we were always here. We were everything. We are everything. We are the collective orange citrus fuzz mist of the universe. And we've come apart, and we're just, every atom is so relaxed and in its place and in its time, and it's perfect, and it's warm here. We know everything is understandable. We understand. Yes. We say yes. We're good people, we're smart people, we're interesting people, we're kind people, and we say yes to life and to experiences, and we feel good. We're just fuzzing out, and I love that feeling. And I love the color orange. I mean, it's so good. It represents, sort of like summer, juicy, kind of, lovely feeling of like, I'm going to eat a couple more orange slices, and then I'm going to run to the end of the dock and jump into the, like, fresh blue water and let it splash it all around me and envelop. And you know what? Even when I was talking about the exploded orange in super slowed down HD effect, even picture jumping into a fresh, crisp lake or body of water, like a big swimming, your regular swimming hole. You run down, or like the ocean, something like some beautiful, but even that splash, like a cannonball, and then boom, freeze frame that, and then everything that, like, it's so funny, like when we splash into water, there's droplets everywhere, but our eyes can't even pick up the mega microscopic like droplets that are there's billions, you know. And so freeze frame that and let them move in slow motion, and that's who and what we are. We're just everything. We're the microscopic droplets of motion surrounding everything. And I don't know, that's relaxing to me. Orange is also like, you know, autumn. Oh, the autumn leaves. I don't know where you live, but here in Canada, we have beautiful. The seasons are clearly stark and different. Winter is about very long. It's about 8 months long. Sometimes it feels. But we have beautiful spring, summer, and autumn. Autumn's where I am in Ontario in Canada. We get lush trees with like nice orange leaves, dark red, pink. And then you get the jack-o'-lanterns for Halloween, and everybody's wearing orange. And it's just, for me, that's just a beautiful, obviously fall is the nostalgic, looking back on time kind of season before the death of the winter and the stark, cold winter. But you got this last warm fuzz. Yeah, I'm using the word fuzz a lot, but don't you love it? Write it down. After this episode, go write the word fuzz down on a bunch of things so you can see it a lot. I think fuzz is a good reminder, you know, of life. So just to slow down. So you'll be walking around and you'll be like, man, I'm stressed. And you see the word fuzz somewhere and you go like, oh yeah, I know what you mean. I'm fuzz. I'm fuzz. I'm a piece of fuzz from a blasted pillow blowing in the wind, you know. I like orange. I really do. I bought an orange shirt from J. Crew a few months ago, and I was like, can I wear this? It's pretty bright. And I bought it more as in like, maybe someday this will make sense for me to wear. But then, you know, your mood changes, your feelings change with things that happen in the world and where you are in a place. And the way I've been now, and I don't want to make this totally about me, it's about you, you know, but I think that you can relate, is where I'm at now is I want to wear a bright orange shirt. I want to be colorful. I want to be positive and give warm, fuzzy feelings out there to people. I want people to be like, yum, nice orange shirt. You know, you're living out loud. You love life. Yes, I love life, and I'm putting love out there by wearing a giant, very orange shirt. I don't care. Look at me. I'm Fuzz Dog. Cloud Dog number 9. Paging Mr. Fuzz. You know how fast you were going? What? No, I was just fuzzing out. Alright. Imagine you can get away with stuff. Speeding. Imagine you were fuzzing along the highway, and then here comes the fuzz. Wow. Forget that. I don't want... Fuzz used to be old school slang for the... I don't even know where that comes from. Fuzz used to be old school slang for police officer. I don't know where that comes from, because they're not fuzzy, man. They're hard and jagged and sharp. They're like glass cubes that, rub up against fuzzies and just kind of like ruin it. Anyways, if you're a police officer... Thank you for doing your duty. I don't know. But, rules to me and hard, jagged, sharp, they're glass. They're like, maybe some rules got to be there, but they're sharp and it's not, I don't think of fuzzy feeling, warm, fuzzy feelings. I don't think of relaxing when police officers are enforcing laws all the time. I mean, every now and then something terrible happens and you would like some help in that regard in a community, obviously, but for the most part, people are just living their lives and we're just trying to feel nice and, fuzz out. You know how fast you were going? You know how fuzzy you were going? I was fuzzing as fuzz as I want. Well, no problem. Nice orange shirt, fuzz on. Another way I was thinking this week that you can feel good about yourself and I can feel good about myself, we can feel good about ourselves. One thing that you can imagine is doing something really nice for somebody else. We are stressed and we are tense and we feel seized up with anxiety and stress and fear and neuroses a lot. And so it makes us look inward at ourselves all the time. And how can I handle this? And how can I do this? And how am I supposed to do this? And what should I do? What am I going to do? But, this is common sense, I think, obviously for most of you guys. But I think it's a good reminder, even for myself, especially for myself. I get wrapped up in my head so much. I live in there, man. It's a little campfire there, and I sit there, poking the fire with a stick, being like, myself, And the smoke comes out of my ears sometimes, and people go, hey, there's smoke coming out of your ears, and you're like, my head. Anyways, my head, I'm inside my head poking a fire. Doing something nice for somebody else is really cool. It makes you feel, obviously, not to sound cliche, but like happier, lighter, $1,000,000. And you know what? That's the last time I'm going to use the expression $1,000,000, because I feel like millionaires and billionaires are making us really feel bad about ourselves these days. So who cares about feeling like $1,000,000? Let's feel like an orange fuzz. Doing something nice for somebody these days makes you feel like a nice orange fuzz. And we can't really do a lot for a lot of people these days because of the way society is right now, but we can think about, before you can do anything nice, I try to think of it as like, close your eyes right now. You can do nice things for people intentionally and with your mind right now and put those vibes out there. What I was thinking was, picture yourself, and when I say this, I was doing this earlier. For myself, I was picturing myself super miniature, like super tiny, and nude, alright? And now when I say nude, I don't want you to go, oh, here we go, I knew the perversion from this weirdo was coming any minute now. No, I mean like cherubic, angelic nude, like little bum, yeah, little belly, but maybe you're tiny, maybe you're like a tiny little cherubic angel, and you live inside of the middle of a raspberry. How there's like tiny little, like the flower buds inside of a raspberry, and you live in there, just painting flowers or something, living in the middle of a little raspberry. And you're like a tiny little cherubic angel with tiny little wings. And I don't know, for some reason I picture those guys nude. You can wear shorts if you want. You can wear really cool shorts. You can wear like California surfing shorts. You can wear jammers. You can wear whatever, cargo shorts if you want. I don't know. You can wear overalls. You can wear coveralls. You know what, actually, for me, I always want to be nude, and I swear I'm not trying to be like perverted Joe over here. It's like a wholesome, free as a bird, baby, kind of, anyways. But now that I think about it, for other people, if that's like not your, anyways, coveralls, like mechanic coveralls, how cute / sweet would that be if you're a tiny little cherubic angel helper person that lives in a raspberry painting pictures all the time of flowers and sailboats, and you've got mechanic overalls on, coveralls, and you've got little wings, and every now and then you're like, time to go help somebody, make somebody feel good, you know? And then you fly out of the raspberry like, and then you fly along the sky, and you zip in the currents of the wind and the airwaves, and you're just all the passageways of airwaves in the sky, so that you can fly quickly, and you see somebody like, that's just made a nice tea, like an English breakfast tea or whatever, but they go, oh, I'm out of milk. I totally forgot. I knew I was running low on milk and I forgot. And then a milk carton flies in their window and they're like, how did this get here? And then they grab it out of the air, and they notice you're underneath there holding it, because little cherubic angel versions of you can hold huge things like how ants can, you know? And they go, how did you know that and you just know, like, you can do, I don't know, think about doing something like that. Or you want to go even nicer? I don't know. I think helping somebody get milk that's by themselves and they're pouring could be nice. But especially, I think a real relaxing thought is imagining yourself as a little cherubic, nude if you're on board with, like, my weird obsession about being natural and free in nature. And also in old paintings, most of them are nude, but, you know, little bums. Or you're in these, like, cool mechanic. You could be an orange mechanic coveralls, and you're just like, I'm on a mission. You know, red's a beautiful color for love and for help. So you could be in these, like, red mechanic overalls. I feel like orange is the color of the day, whatever, but now, whatever. For some reason, the coveralls, in my opinion, are red. Yeah. And so you're in you're a little cherubic angel that lives in a freaking raspberry, man. What else do you want out of life than to be that right now? Nothing. Speaking of fuzz, raspberries got a little fuzz on them. And you fly out. Please, I know, you might have pictured blue coveralls and it's over now. You can't go back. You can't picture overall red. You're like, no, I'm just putting out options there. But you go and you fly and you go through the park, this giant park, and there's people walking their dogs, and there's people, just sitting on the bench and reading a book, or there's people feeding the ducks or something like that, and you're patrolling. And not only are you looking for something good to do for somebody to make yourself feel happy, like you helped, and obviously to make other people feel happy and good, but as you're patrolling as this little cherubic angel buddy that lives in a raspberry, you're flying around through the airwaves, and you're just enjoying seeing these other people do their daily activities. And I'm telling you, as a guy who walks all the time, I walk like for hours of a day, pretty much every day I try to. I mean, I even got a Fitbit, you know what I mean? I do that. Seeing other people in the middle of their habit, they rarely, like walking a dog or even just walking out to go somewhere, but it's like on their time, or, reading a book or talking with someone they love or with a friend. And you actually don't see a lot of anger and hatred when you get to monitor, not that I'm monitoring, but as a little cherubic angel, you'd be sort of monitoring people to see how they're doing. You would see really lovely things. People admiring flowers, people sort of on a mission, but it's a mission that they want to do, so they feel good about going, like they need to get something, but it's not stressful. There's not a lot pressing on them, and you see that a lot when you go for long walks, and especially through parks, and it brings you down. It brings you back down to earth and chills you out to see that there are so many other people out there doing something for themselves and feeling good. Now add that on top of being like this sort of helpful cherubic angel spirit that like darts like pew, from place to place. Now I'm kind of picturing like a bumblebee type flying thing, but whatever. Don't be a bumblebee and sting people. Be a bumblebee and collect pollen from the flowers and make honey. There you go. If you're about to step on a bee, or if you're bothering their hive, they stab you with their butt knives. But how altruistic ultimately are the bees? They're making honey. Their whole lives are about making honey and helping flowers. Like, what are you talking about? Anyways, I wish I was a better scientist, because that stuff is fascinating to me. Anyways, that's what our lives like. I know a guy that makes honey. Seriously. He's a beekeeper. He makes raw honey. You know how good raw honey is for you? It's good. It fights bacteria. It helps clean up. This is all going in the holistic realm. I don't know how scientific some of the benefits of honey are. You always go online and you're like, what's the health benefits of such and such? And then the article always starts off like, scientists haven't officially proven this, but people find that. It's like, well, why don't we just get loose and enjoy the benefits that I don't know what I'm trying to say. But honey, raw honey is good for it. It's soothing. It's sweet. It fights bacteria in you. There's a bunch of other stuff. I looked it up a while ago, but I know a guy that makes that could be you. Not like who you are now. There's anything wrong with that. You are great. You're awesome. But it's kind of neat to think of one purpose like that is benefiting somebody else. How does your purpose add and benefit somebody else? Maybe that's something you could think of. To me today, it was really comfortable for me to talk about how thinking about stuff like that, helping other people, how can you help other people, and thinking of that in a fun way was already kind of relaxing. And even if there's limitations on you right now where you can't do something like that for somebody else right now, I know we can all go on the internet and credit card some money to charities or whatever right away, and that kind of does feel good, but I'm talking about when there's a connection between people. Even somebody that you talk to daily, if you take the moment out to tell them what you really, really like about them and what they're really good at, and make them feel good that way, don't you feel a little bit warmer about being able, just knowing that you have the capability to do that for anybody all the time? And you can tell people that you love them all the time, and it doesn't have to be this mega romantic relationship thing. It could just be I love you. You're the best. You're so talented. You're so funny. You're so kind and helpful, and you work so hard, and you care about other people, and this is what I love about you. You can say that to anybody. And then the warm orange fuzz mist glow envelops itself around you and you can feel it hugging you, because you're helping spread love, you're helping spread happiness, you're helping spread kindness, and you're cheering somebody else up. You're making them feel good about themselves. It's nice. I want this podcast to be about you relaxing, you feeling good, and you cheering up. And I think today that the main focus we talked about was focusing that kind of energy and love and support onto other people that you can think about in your mind. And that is, tell me how you feel. I mean, tweet at me. Right on Instagram, write me a message. How does that make you feel? Obviously, I don't think it could be negative. I think you yourself will feel better knowing that you have those capabilities. Yes, I know you're not an actual tiny little cherubic angel buzzing about with little wings on or something like that. And you're not a bumblebee person, but you're a real flesh and blood human person. Or I don't know, maybe there's a dog listening to this podcast. Or a snake. But you guys have the power to spread love and kindness outwards as well. And that should make you feel whole and at peace with yourself each time you do something like that. I think that's good. I think that's a nice, fun, mellow episode. I feel a lot better. I was in a dark place today. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Today is Mother's Day, and we're still doing the quarantine for the coronavirus. And so, that stuff's hard. It's not really nice. It's not a nice time. And reading the news and all this pressing stuff and all this negativity in the news, I wasn't feeling that down, but I really hope you guys are checking in with this podcast and listening to it and having a laugh and taking some deep breaths, and because that really cheers me up. It makes me feel good. So what I would like to say is thank you very much for listening. It means a lot. I have a brand new bonus Patreon interview coming out this Wednesday with Mae Martin. Okay, Mae Martin, star of the Feel Good Netflix show Feel Good. It's a Feel Good TV show, and it's called Feel Good. And I've watched the whole thing, and I love it. It's really good. It's a really good, smart, funny, but also touching TV show. And Mae and I have known each other for 17 years, we figured out. And we talked for an hour, and it is fun, silly, all kinds of, and we talk about nice stuff and feeling good too. So if you're interested in that stuff, I have Patreon only bonus interviews that are about an hour long with really interesting, funny, talented people, and we goof and be silly, and they're going to come out bi-weekly now. I said monthly on the Patreon, but I'm switching it to bi-weekly because I've got time to do it, and a lot of people have reached out and have been interested. So thank you for everybody that signed up. I really, I love you. I appreciate you. It means so much to me, and I really hope you enjoyed the Graham Clark interview. So Mae Martin's coming up this week. Thanks for checking in again, and I hope you had a good time. You're relaxed and feeling good, and I will talk to you again soon. All right, thanks. Bye.
This podcast has been brought to you by the Sonar Network.